All right. Cure for wellness. Here we go. First, I'm gonna drink my water because it does a body good. So refreshing. A Cure for Wellness stars Dane Dehaan, Jason Isaacs, Mia Goth, and is directed by Gore Verbinski. What's up, guys? It's time for another 2017 movie review, and A Cure for Wellness is one that I'd heard in quite a few circles on the forums and the boards, but I avoided watching any trailers because I wanted to just go into this fresh. It's nice to just go into a brand new movie, no sequels, no reboots, none of that stuff, and just go into it fresh and see what it's all about. And right out the gate, I'll say this is an interesting story. So Dane Dehaan, he plays Lockhart. He works for this financial firm, and he makes a huge mistake. And the figureheads at the corporation, they send him to Switzerland to get this guy Pembroke because they want him to take the fall for the corporation's major screw up. Because Lockhart, he's really just a low guy on the totem pole. So they want to blame somebody bigger for the error. And once Lockhart gets to Switzerland to get Pembroke, that's when things get a little bit hairy. Pembroke is at this rest and relaxation type therapy center, and everything feels just a little off. It's almost like you're in an episode of The Twilight Zone, or maybe even Invasion of the Body Snatchers. But the visiting hours are really short. Everybody is a little bit too friendly. The staff seems to be a little bit overprotective of the clientele, and really things just seem off. And one key point here is how they overemphasize water. They're constantly having the patients drink water, so you know automatically something is up there. Kind of reminds me of The Faculty when everybody's drinking the water constantly. And before I get into the pros, just one more plot point that I want to stress. There is a little bit of focus on this event that happened 200 years ago between a baron and his sister. You see, they had like this incestuous relationship, and so his sister was burned at the stake. And early on in the movie they revealed this, so this isn't like spoiler territory or anything. But this is definitely something that they put there because it's definitely going to tie into the story. Now, first off, that's one thing that I really enjoyed about this movie. Like I said earlier, it's refreshing to have a movie that's just completely original. You know, it's not a remake, it's not a superhero movie, it's not a sequel. At the end of the day, it's just a really interesting story. Now, there's a lot going on in this story, though. Some of that's a pro, some of it's a con, because you can walk out of this movie scratching your head. But to me, it's a big pro because there's a lot of fat to chew on, and thank God Gore Verbinski is the director in this. He has been hit and miss with a few of his movies in the past, but he directed The Weatherman, which is one of my favorite movies. So I went into this excited that Gore was at the director's chair on this. And also, while we're talking about the story, that third act really saves this movie. It's exciting. There's so much that's revealed in the third act. And the way it unfolds, I think, was just extremely exciting. And the violence in this movie, it kind of reminded me of Pan's Labyrinth, how Pan's Labyrinth feels like this ordinary movie, but then every now and then they'll just hit you over the head with this graphic violence, and that's what this movie does. Also, the characters in this movie, really interesting. First off, Mia Goth, she plays Hannah. She's very important to the story, and you know that right off the bat because she's different than everybody else. Most of the people in this clinic, they're all old, but she happens to be young, so automatically you're curious as to what's going to unfold with her character. And also, Jason Isaacs. This guy has been in so many big movies along the line. Harry Potter, Armageddon, and I could probably name off a dozen more easily. And he's just one of those character actors that often goes unnoticed. I mean, he's still steadily working. I think when people see him in a movie, they're like, oh, he's a great actor. But most of the time, people don't even know his name. But he is fantastic in this, actually. And it's a shame that he probably won't get noticed as much for this movie, but I thought he was excellent. And then Dane Dehaan, you know, this is a leading role for him, and he handles it very well. And I don't have to tell you that he reminds me of Leonardo DiCaprio, because he really does. As a matter of fact, there were moments in this movie that felt like Shutter Island. Now, if I had to give any cons to this movie, it is long. It's about 2.5 hours, and it kind of overstays its welcome. I think if they would have edited it down to maybe 2 hours, then it would have been like fantastic. But overall, I'm still gonna give this movie a high purchase worthy. I enjoyed the hell out of it, actually, and I'm glad I waited a day to review it because I was gonna review it last night after I saw it, but I didn't get home until 11 o'clock. So I thought, you know what, I'm just gonna let it percolate, take the day to think about it, and get out a solid review, and that's what I wanted to do. So what are your thoughts on A Cure for Wellness? Looking forward to hearing them. Also, for Horror Talk 24/7, Make sure you check out the Killer Flicks Facebook group where we just passed 1,000 members. Really cool. Also, if you look down below, you can see all my social media links. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Have a great day, and Drumdum out.